Hey, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Monica and I am a stage 3 breast cancer survivor, and I'm doing a 5-part series on Nobody Told Me. These are things that I had to find out on my own through my own cancer journey. And today's topic is a bit heavier than the other two you may have heard so far. Before we get started, please give this video a like as well as subscribe if you haven't already. All right, let's get started. All right, so nobody told me that my mental health was going to be impacted through my cancer journey. I remember one of my first YouTube videos, I'll actually put that right here, where I was just so determined to just get in there and fight cancer, and I felt like I was going to be okay. I was going to give it my best. And sometimes I really miss that girl who just thought everything was going to be okay and just completely naive to what cancer was actually going to do to her. And also, I want you to know, I'm wearing a shirt that says unbreakable, but that was not the case with cancer. Cancer broke me in many ways, and I wasn't prepared for it. I actually think this is a shirt for yoga, but I like the idea. Now, I want you to know, I'm not one of these like, woe is me type of girl. I usually am like pretty optimistic, and I always felt like I was mentally strong. But for cancer, that didn't matter. It was one of the hardest things I've ever been through mentally, and I want to give you a few examples of how I realized my mental health was being impacted. One of the first times I realized something was wrong was when I was laying in bed sick after chemo, and I wanted to go brush my teeth. I laid there, I pictured myself getting up, walking to the sink, brushing my teeth, and laying back down. About an hour had passed, and I was still laying there, unable to get out of bed. And I knew something was wrong because I just couldn't do it. There was another time where I was in bed after chemo crying because I just couldn't believe this was happening to me. I had to call my husband and say, please come home and lay with me. And when he did, I laid in bed as he held me, and I just cried. I went to talk to my oncologist about it because she had asked me how I was doing. And I just started crying. She quickly gave me a prescription for an antidepressant, and I was almost offended. But I'm mentally strong. I don't need an antidepressant. I was super, super stubborn about it. But I realized soon after that I was suffering from depression. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know it would happen. Eventually, I gave in to taking an antidepressant, and I talk very openly about it because there isn't any shame in talking about it, because we're humans, because we need help through the hardest thing we've been through. I have to deal with mental health issues that I never had to deal with before cancer. I still have bouts of depression. I deal with anxiety regularly. Another thing that nobody told me about that I have to deal with is post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. There are times when I'm triggered. If I put on a beanie hat in the wintertime, it's a trigger of when I had chemo. Or from watching someone on TV that is having chemo, sometimes that's a trigger as well. The triggers are all around us no matter where we go, even if it's just for a checkup to the oncologist's office. When I had my plan for treatment, it was chemo, surgery, radiation. But nowhere was mental health part of my care plan. Survivorship is one of the hardest things I've been through. Yes, chemo was hard. Yes, losing my hair was hard, and seeing myself naked in the mirror without any hair was hard. But that grew back. But now I have the survivorship. I have to deal with the mental health issues still. So it becomes very challenging to take care of myself and get the help I needed, because I truly believe, as part of our plan for treatment, that our mental health should also be in consideration. What about you? Did anyone discuss the mental health issues that may occur from your cancer diagnosis? I'd love to hear about that. I feel in many ways our health system is broken, including in this area, where this is where we probably may need the most long-term care and taking care of ourselves mentally. So that's part 3 of Nobody Told Me. Stay tuned next week for part 4. I'll see you then.